I run my own garage. We call it a garage, but it's automobile clinic place. Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
do.
you call it a clinic. It's an automobile clinic. Ni clinic ya magari. I've never had anyone call it a clinic. Nimezoea garage.
Mazoea garage. It's
Kumbe
okay.
ni
By the way,
lugha.
I call it a garage.
Okay.
It's a garage.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's Hi guys, welcome back to Beyond the Pulpit episode. My name is Tracy Ann and this is episode 28. I hope you have been well. I hope you have been doing amazing. I hope you're healthy wherever you are. Thank you so much for the support that you guys are showing us so far. The subscriptions, the comments, the likes, the shares that we get, the follows on our Instagram and our other social media pages. I think TikTok is our best performing social media page. Oh, and Facebook too. So thank you so much to anyone who is supporting us on those social media pages. So if you watch our TikTok reels and Facebook, whatever they're called, and you've not followed us and you've not subscribed, kindly go ahead to YouTube and just subscribe. We also need Spotify subscribers. I don't know why a lot of you do not listen to us on Spotify. So once you finish watching us on YouTube, go to Spotify, just follow us and then listen because we have so many other shows happening under BTP Studios. We have TFC, we have Our Soul's Delight, and we have Red Pill. So kindly just listen to any that is your cup of tea. Any show that you're going to like. I mean, we have a lot of content. So yeah, and ensure that you've subscribed so that you cannot miss out on anything that we release. We have 4 shows every week. So yeah, pick your poison and enjoy. Yeah, so like I said, this is episode 28, growing and going smoothly. I mean, it's been a wonderful time. We've had guests upon guests, conversations upon conversations, and I mean, you get to learn from each and every guest. Personally, as the one who is getting to interview these people and just have a conversation with them, I get to learn a lot, and it's always an honor to bring these conversations to you, our audience. So yeah, today is another day where we have an interesting guest on set and we get to hear his story, get to know about him, talk to him, know him in a not in a different light, maybe. I don't know if our audience will know him. A lot of the details that he's going to reveal here might be new to some of us. So that's why we are here. We have Francis, Francis Kamau. He's a deacon here. Nilikuwa nataka kumuita deacon kwanza, but now hiyo nitakuwa nimempatia title moja. So we have Francis Kamau on set. He's going to introduce himself. I think we've wanted to have Francis since we started BTP, but now finally amekuja kwa studio yetu. He's finally seated on this couch and now he's going to talk to us. So karibu sana Francis.
Thank you, Tracy.
It's an honor to have you here. Finally, hata wewe unajua tumekutafuta sana. Tumesumbuana kidogo, kisi kusumbuana but tumekutafuta.
Okay.
We've tried to plan this for a while. But thank God.
Thank you, Tracy. Not just that, my name is Francis Mwaura Kamau.
Yes.
That's it. Actually,
Francis.
Kamau is a surname. Yes.
Francis Mwaura Kamau.
Correct.
Okay. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Introduce yourself with who you are, what you do, and then we will pick it up from there.
Francis Mwaura Kamau is my name. Just to mention a little bit about my area of when I was born and where I grew up, possibly.
Yeah.
I'm one of the people who was born in the central province of Kenya, in Kiambu.
Oh, Kiambu.
Yes,
Okay.
I come from Kiambu. But when I was young, less than 6 months, we shifted to the Rift Valley. So I grew up, I went to school in the Rift Valley, a place called Timboroa,
Wow.
another place called Kapsabet. So that's where I grew up all the way to my high school. Then later on, in my mid-high school, I came back to Nairobi. And since then, I've been a Nairobian.
You've been a Nairobian. Bonta, okay, not Bonta, but umelelewa. Wewe ni mtu wa mji.
Nimelelewa Ushago.
Ushago.
But then I came when I was 18, when I was in Form
mid-high
2.
school.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Maybe tell us about your family setting. How many siblings you have? How was it growing up in the Rift Valley? What caused the move from Kiambu to Rift Kidogo?
Okay, my dad came from the Rift Valley. They had shifted my grandparents had shifted to Londiani and Timboroa areas in the 1930s. So, but
okay.
my mom comes from Kiambu. That's what caused us to go to my father's area. We are 8 of us. We were born 8, a family of 8, a big family. I am the third born. Yes. We are only 2 sons, so I only have one brother,
Oh,
and then with
6 sisters.
six sisters.
Wow.
Correct. Yes.
That's a big family. That's a big,
It's
big
a
family.
big family. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice. Um, and then coming back to Nairobi, mid high school, what happened?
Possibly what happened, uh, as I said, we were brought up in Kapsabet and part of Timboroa, also Timboroa. I went to my formative primary school, class 1 and 2. I'm the type who never went to nursery school.
You skipped
I skipped nursery
to
school.
class 1, standard
Class
D1.
1, yes.
Oh yeah,
I never saw the door of a nursery school.
really?
Yeah, during our time
Aya,
in the rural area.
nyie ndo mlifanyiwa ile ya kushika
Exactly.
masikio. Now you're grown enough to be in class 1. I think they should bring that back. They should bring that back.
Which
to
was
our
7
system.
years, by the way.
Same
Class
thing.
1. Yeah,
Even right now, I think grade 1 is around 6-7 years.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should bring that back.
Yeah, so I went to primary school in Kapsabet, class 1 and 2. Then we shifted to Timboroa. Timboroa is one of the coldest places in East Africa. In actual sense, for the sake of listeners who want to know, the Uganda Railway, the Kenya-Uganda Railway,
Yeah.
it is at the peak, 9,001 feet above sea level in Timboroa.
What?
That is the highest place by rail. And in the 1970s, when you were growing up there, it was very cold. It is full of bamboos.
Okay.
And those people who climb mountains, they know there's always a place where you reach the bamboo section.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I grew up in a very, very cold place where you don't require fridges.
Chakula itakuwa tu baridi.
Itakuwa tu baridi. Na haitaharibika. You keep the whole week. Haitaharibika.
Interesting.
Exactly. Then in 1979, we shifted to Nairobi. What caused our shift to Nairobi was my dad passed on. So my dad passed on when I was in class 7, which is grade 7. And I was a third born. So we had a number of our siblings younger.
Yeah.
By the way, our last born was only barely 3-4 months.
Oh.
Yeah, because she was born in 1977. But then we shifted Nairobi to our mom's place. Yes. And that made a significant shift to our family. Our firstborn sister then got married in Eldoret.
Oh, okay.
So we came the seven of us.
Yeah.
We came the 7 of us in Nairobi to our grandmom's place.
No, your maternal side.
Exactly, from my mom's side. That's how we grew up. I came to Kamiti High School in Form 2.
Wait, it's Nairobi, Kahawa West, ama...
Yes.
Wait, really?
Yes.
When you moved from Kapsabet, it's now
Timboroa to Nairobi, yes.
It's Kahawa West. You landed
Kahawa
in
West,
Kahawa West.
actually Maziwa, which was called
1970? You said 1979.
1979.
Wait, who umeona Kahawa West ikigrow? You've properly seen
Kahawa West was
grow.
done when I was here,
Yeah.
1980. Yes,
Oh, wow.
the estate was done when I was a young student going to Kamiti High School.
Interesting. We should have photos of back then so that you can see how Kahawa West was before
It was
all
just
these buildings were.
Correct. It was just a quarry. It was just a quarry
Yeah, with
of some sort, yeah.
vumbi tu kila mahali.
Vumbi tu.
Someone, I think there was a guest here who was saying that at some point alikuwa anasimama mahali, if you stand maybe at the top of a building, you could see Roysambu.
Yes.
Kujua kuna building.
There was no building here. Yes, Juakali was just a plain place.
Ah,
Yeah. And you could see Kiamombi, coffee bushes,
yeah.
all the way to the other side of Kukenda. You could see very far.
You could see it.
Very far.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been born in those ages. I mean, that's quite a view. That's quite a view. Okay, so Nairobi now. After living in Ushago, and for all those years you come to Nairobi. I think losing your dad was not easy. I can imagine because you're still very young.
Yes, it was not easy. We grew up with when you grow up in your uncle's place or your grandmother's place, and you are many of you, then you have it very rough.
Yeah. So you were raised together with your cousins at
Yes,
Mboroa?
together. No. When I came up here, then we also met up with my cousins. The rest of the cousins were left there.
Oh, that's a nice family setup. Having already coming from a big family, having 7 siblings, and then now you with your cousin.
Then you join others.
Then you join us. No, it's even a larger family.
It was we were actually 3 families.
Oh.
So it was a big institution.
I think that's the best way to grow up because now you learn sharing.
No, the biggest challenge was food.
Lazima. You learned how to eat fast. You learned how to eat fast. Alafu there's the one who was bigger in size alikuwa naambia usimalizia wengine chakula.
That's why even up to today I don't choose what I eat.
Oh,
I
did
can
not
eat.
Have the luxury.
I didn't have the luxury, and even today I can. As long as you take it in moderation.
Yeah.
So what people say, I don't take this, I don't. No. For me, I take.
Unatoa your option wapi?
Yeah, unatoa option wapi, exactly. Yeah.
Because all of you have to eat from the same place. Mnapikiwa chakula, boma ni moja. Interesting.
Yeah.
Then you continued in Kamiti?
I continued in Kamiti.
Ulikuwa shule gani when you were in Timboroa?
It was called, high school was called Anasense High School. But Timboroa was in Timboroa Full Primary School.
Oh.
Those primary schools that were full primary school.
Yes. No.
From class 1 to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Then after Kamiti High School or Kamiti Secondary School, I went to Upper Hill School.
Wait, you moved thrice in high school? You went to 3 high schools?
No, because Kamiti did not have A-levels.
Oh wait, Upper Hill. Unajua mi bado nafikiria bado masomo ilikuwa inaisha form 4.
No. I am of the old school.
Yeah.
The old system.
Okay.
I am not in the 844.
Yeah, near youngins.
Yeah.
Young
So I went to A-levels at Upper Hill School. That's where I did my A-levels. I passed with 3 principals and 1 subsidiary. Unfortunately, there was only one university. The University of Nairobi.
Yeah, the one everyone was scrambling to get into.
Exactly.
Yeah.
KU was a college.
Yeah.
And others were colleges all through. Then I opted to go to Kenya Poly, which now has become a university again.
Yeah.
And I did my CPAs.
So
I did my CPAs. I had actually been called to do teaching, to do a diploma in teaching. It's
surprising that I think since then, since the 80s and the 90s, bado watu walikuwa naitwa kosa wataki. Mimi sikuwa unanita teaching na sikuwa nataka teaching. So is accounting what you wanted to do from a young age?
Not really. Actually, I am the type who finished school without knowing exactly what you want to do.
How? You didn't ever say, I want to become an engineer, I want to become a doctor, a lawyer. You didn't have that?
Those were stories.
Why? Well, what do you mean?
Those were stories. Well, I was only going to school to pass.
Oh.
So that, and luckily I used to,
well.
I used to pass all my papers, even at Form 4. And in my life, I can tackle anything. You know the way you say, I don't understand physics, I don't understand maths. No.
Chemistry. You didn't have an issue with those subjects?
I don't pass as an A student, but I always pass them, either as a B or a C. You know, not the way you pass with 5 flying colors.
Not 100%.
But I don't fail. I don't get a D.
Yeah.
No.
What? Hey, mimi acha ninyamaze juu chemistry ilinionyesha mambo. Sasa tukianza kuongelelea grades za high school, chemistry ilinionyesha. So why did you find yourself in a place where you didn't know what you wanted to?
Actually, my cousin, one of my cousins who had gone to do engineering at the railway school. There was a railway school. There was a railway college. He told me, no, you can register with CASNEB and apply for doing CPAs at Kenya Poly. I did not even know what was CASNEB.
You do not even know what a CPA
But I
is.
registered with CASNEB. I went to Kenya Poly, took my papers. They saw, yes, I'm qualified. And I started
And that's how you did your CPA.
Yes, I did my CPAs.
Wow.
And
You didn't even have an idea.
And I don't, but I don't regret.
Really?
Oh, I don't regret.
You wouldn't have done any other course. Like CPA was what? Accounting is what?
To me, I don't regret. That was my best. It was the best bet. In reflection, I would say it was very good because you can work in any industry.
Oh.
You can work in hotels, industry, schools. You know, you can work anywhere. Every institution requires a finance person. Okay. So I think I took the best of one of the courses. Yeah, it's quite good. I don't regret.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I have a question about not knowing what you wanted to do. What advice would you give maybe someone who's just completed their Form 4 right now and they have no idea what they want to do?
You guys are lucky. The young tax at the moment are lucky. They have uncles who have been to school. They have friends who have been to school. You have people like us who have seen it a little bit. During our time, our mentors or our parents had not gone to school as such. Our uncles who are struggling in the business and the like, they also had not gone to school as such. There were very few people who had been to school during our time. So you would find in a village, you have no one to copy.
Yeah.
And maybe the easiest is like there's a driver there. Could you talk to that driver? And people highly used to say driving is very important. I want to become a driver.
Utaenda kuendesha makampuni kubwa.
Yeah. So we did not have that challenge of people who have seen it.
Yeah.
Nowadays we have lawyers, we have accountants, we have all types of professionals all over. So you can get an advice now. Yeah. Even those times, the churches, even the local pastors.
They weren't talking about careers?
It was. Even Kenya population was very low, by the way. That's why even the schools were the numbers were very low, yeah. So to get somebody to advise you was always a big issue. Yeah. And we always studying so that you become number one, you go to the best school.
That's it.
That, it was just, you cram, you study, you go to the best, do the best course. But sometimes not even knowing exactly what you want to be. Unfortunately, many people have ended up doing careers they don't like.
Yeah.
Even parents were pushing their children to study. Even those who, like, if you have the parent who is a teacher, pushes you to study so hard to do this engineering. But it was not your career. And we have seen that many of the children are doing, then telling their parents, this is your degree, let me do something else. Yeah, we are not in a society that enabled us to do what you love. I thank God now for CBC. I think CBC has come to kind of unlock people's interests, people's giftings and the like.
Skills,
and skills, yeah. Otherwise, during our time, was just studying. 844 came, not well implemented, and people still messed up.
Drilling all through.
We have so many degree holders now who are half-baked.
Yeah.
They also don't know what they want.
True.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, they are struggling. Correct.
We really thank God, man. Even for your cousin who told you, Shika, kuna CASNEB, apply. We thank God because now that one was sent. That one was God sent. Yeah. That one was God sent. So you did your CPAs. I hear CPA ni kutoka CPA 1 hadi 6.
Section 1 all the way to section 6. It has 3 parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3. And each part has 2 sections. But you have the lower one, the KATCs, the lower ones for if you haven't qualified. But for me, I had to qualify to start with CPA straight.
CPA.
Yeah.
What's maybe there's someone watching us and they don't know what a CPA is. Who a CPA?
CPA is a certified public accountant, which is technically accounting, and there is a body that examines what we call the CASNEB.
Yeah.
It's a body that runs the exams, and we also have a body that admits those who qualify. ISPAC, Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya.
Okay.
So once you are no longer a student under the CASNEP body, you become one of the
ISPA.
ISPAC member. Yes, through subscription.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did CPA for the 6 levels?
I did the 6 levels.
Uh-huh. So you're a CPA K.
I'm a CPK.
Really?
Yes.
So I thought that is something people introduce themselves with.
No, no. Oh.
CPA K, Francis Kamau. I've had people introduce themselves like that. I mean, it's something to take pride in. Si
Well,
rahisi. Kuna watu wali drop out. Kuna watu wali drop CPA 1 na same ni Silas. Ama alifanya CPA sijui 2 ama ni 3 wali drop sijui level gani. So it's something to take pride in that you did all 6 of
yes,
them.
you become a member of the institute. You are qualified as a certified public accountant, and there is a body that governs, or in case you mishandle any of your clients' books or reporting, they can report to you.
Oh.
It's just like the doctors.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a body they subscribe to. Yes, and they can discipline you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case of any.
In case of anything.
Yeah.
Even
that's
lawyers. I
interesting.
think even lawyers have their own.
I've never heard of a lawyer body.
They admitted
They
the
do.
they
KSA,
admitted
LSK,
they admitted
Law
the bar.
Society. Sorry.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They also admitted the bar, and once they admitted, they have to follow the ethos and rules.
Oh, now you're a certified lawyer. You can practice law.
You can exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if there's any for journalists. Kama ni journalist na unajua niambie hapa chini hata mimi niende ni register. Maybe I might, in case of any misconduct, wakuja wanitoa hapa BTP waniambie gross misconduct, you do not deserve to be a journalist. No, but I will not do that.
So that's what I did. So I'm a certified public accountant and a member of institute. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now that was, how long did that take?
Oh, for me, it took a while.
Because
I did from when I was at Kenya Poly, I did part 1 and part 2, and I started working.
you got a job.
I got a job. During our time, getting a job was not a it was not very challenging.
It's not as difficult as it is right now.
Yes. I only stayed 6 months.
Without a job.
Without a job. And my brother, who I follow, who had gone to campus, had also just finished campus. He also stayed 6 months before he got a job. I also stayed 6 months with my CPA too, 6 months to get a job. And since I got a job, I have been working all through. Yes.
So even when you finished kutoka level 3 at this 6, you were working?
I was working. Actually, I studied the other accounting, section 5 and 6, even part of section 4. I started when I was already working.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
The beauty of education nowadays, you can do the evening.
Yeah, distance
courses, yeah.
learning.
Distance learning or evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can work and study. And therefore it took a while for me to finish. But I did graduate and finished. Unlike many others who gave up.
Nimeambiwa si wengi wanafikishanga 6. Not many get to the CPA point.
During our time, we were so few.
Yeah.
By the time I was finishing, I think we were less than 3,000. By the way, my membership number is 3,600 or thereabout.
Oh, wait.
At the ISPAC.
So only 3,599 people before you had gotten to your level.
Exactly.
3,000.
In Kenya.
In Kenya.
Nowadays, that was a while back because of many years ago. But now there are many.
Privilege.
It's a privilege.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
That's a young admission number. That's like your admission number. That's a
yes, actually that's your admission number. That's your membership number.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, you said you got a job immediately after finishing. Not immediately, 6 months after.
6 months after.
Yeah. And you're telling me off camera that it was in the government, within the government.
The government one was the second one.
Ah, okay. So what was your first
my first job was working with Muindi, a factory in Thika. I was there for 3 months, but then I got a job with the government.
Still as an accountant at the Mwintis,
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I was a young accountant, but working as a stores clerk, and I learned a lot. Those 3-4 months, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Then a job that I had applied when I had finished my CPA part one, with the Public Service Commission came into fruition. You know, the government, you would say a whole year
Yeah.
before you are
No
considered.
feedback.
No feedback,
No
no nothing.
feedback.
So I got a job as an accounts assistant in the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources,
Okay.
based at Kencom that time. So the forest division. So I became
Forest.
a forest. Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, the forest division that time.
Enyewe CP unaweza fanya kazi mahali.
Unaweza fanya kazi mahali popote.
So I'm just wondering, so mlikuwa mnaenda kuhesabu miti this forest division. Joking.
Joking.
Someone will think, I'm not saying it's me, but someone will think mnaenda kuhesabu miti. But tell me about your role in the forest division.
I was working in a department called Vote Book.
Vote book.
Vote Book in the government. Those people who have been in the government, they know Vote Book. It's one of the sections in finance where once the government budget is approved and ministries are allocated, the Vote Book is where the orders or the LPOs are booked. Yes, because the one in charge of finance or the finance officer, you get AIEs, Authority to Incur Expenditure. And with those Authority to Incur Expenditure, the bookings are done in the Vote Book. So I used to be working the Vote Book. I was there for 1 year and a half. Then before I shifted from the government.
And then to...
I went to the cooperative movement. I went to one of the biggest SACCOs nationally, Mwalimu National SACCO.
Mwalimu Sacco.
Mwalimu National SACCO.
National
Yes,
Sacco.
which was for teachers. It is still there.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the biggest
Yeah.
SACCOs, national SACCOs. I was there for 4 years. Then from there, I went to non-government organizations, NGOs.
So in the Sacco, what was your role again?
I had initially went there as a in charge of, as an accountant in charge of data department. Data is where when the teachers take loans or do whatever it is, they feed that information and take it to TSC because teachers are employed by the Teacher Service Commission.
Yeah.
So data is where you compile people have taken loans or whatever it is. Others are paid. Data is where you deal with the data, which then is taken to TSC. That time we were taking to TSC on a diskette, big diskettes or flash disks. That
Kuna
time.
email.
email imekuja juzi. Yeah, so that they can be fed to the national payroll for teachers, either for deductions or stoppage or anything. Yeah. So I was there for 2 years. Then I
Mwalimu
went
National Sacco.
the data section.
Oh, the data. Okay.
Then I went to the IT department.
IT.
IT.
Accounting IT.
Yes, accounting IT.
Okay.
Actually, I was the database administrator. I was trained. You know, IT is also not very old.
Yeah.
The year 2000, it has, it has just come.
The computers were gaining a bit of fame.
But they not the year 2000. They 1990s. You
You were in
remember the 1990s? I was working.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't born.
you are not born.
I did not exist. I was not planned. I mean, nilikuja 2000. Yeah.
That time I had worked more than 10 years. So
Okay.
been working for long.
You have a lot of experience.
So I was the database administrator for 2 years in Mwalimu. Then I left.
I'm still curious. What were you doing in the IT as an accountant in the IT sector?
Remember, I didn't mention to you that in my upbringing, I have learned to appreciate all subjects.
Yes.
So I was that flexible.
Ah.
I could learn about data and I pushed the data department very far. I was the one who started the IT section,
Okay.
and I was trained even in a new system. Yes.
Now this is a entirely new skill you're learning.
No, but the beauty of accountant, Mwalimu Sacco is a financial institution.
Yeah.
So you keep money. So you require an accountant.
Yes.
And don't forget, ICT is only a tool to help you perform better.
True.
It's not the end by itself.
It's not.
No.
Yeah.
So if you are a doctor, you need to know about IT. If you are an engineer, you know about IT. If you are an accountant, ICT is a thing.
Yeah.
In that sense, I have a problem of people who go to school after Form 4, they go to computer colleges, study packages, and they say they are computer literate. But what can they do after that?
Yeah.
You get my point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so ICT is a tool for you to grow your profession and expertise to the next level.
Yeah.
It's not an end by itself. Unless you are a computer engineer, whereby now you are the one who installs the servers, you are the
Yeah.
one who creates, then that is another
Systems is
profession. Yes.
everything, yeah.
But packages, that time you are learning about Word Perfect,
And Excel,
PowerPoints,
and what
and those
and
are
typing.
and typing. Those are just
Sitting
tools.
on the CPU.
Yeah, just those are tools just to
Yeah.
help you learn and project what you know. Otherwise, they are just tools to help you on that.
Okay.
They are not professions as such, but you can be a professional in ICT.
Okay.
Correct. So I was a key person in terms of understanding the books of accounts, where we want to go, and then now computerize them to the next level.
Okay.
You can be able to interpret the output, the reports, and all that. Yeah.
Interesting. That's nice. So
Correct.
that's what you did for 4 years. Data, you said
Data
mainly
and then
data
ICT.
and then ICT.
Yes.
Then Mwalimu, you left Mwalimu Sacco.
Now I joined the non-government organization where I have worked until I opted for early retirement.
What attracted you to NGOs?
Well, in Kenya, one of the most motivating factors of changing jobs is the reward.
Yeah.
Whatever you are rewarded, and also
Greener pastures.
greener pastures and exposure. Who wants to be in one industry forever?
No one.
So you have a greener pastures, you have better exposure, you exit. Yeah. So purely that is in a country like Kenya where money is a big motivator. Many people shift because of the reward. Very few people would shift because of other conditions. Of course, there are extreme conditions, but I am not saying that I shifted because of the work conditions. No. Money was and is a motivator.
Yeah.
Even now. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you landed your first NGO, maybe without mentioning the name. Are they different? You said you're in the NGO sector, so you worked in different NGOs.
I worked in Nairobi Hospice.
Oh,
She's a hospital setup
okay.
where you are taking care of the cancer patients. I was there for 1 year and a half. Then I went to international NGO. I went to Action Aid International.
Okay.
I went to Plan International.
Plan
International. Yes.
Okay.
So I was able to climb. I started with Nairobi Hospice, which was a small local. And by that time, it was the only hospice in Kenya. Now we have several hospices. And they take care of the terminally ill patients. Yeah, or the ones with life-threatening diseases.
True.
They no longer call it terminally ill. They call life-threatening diseases. Yeah.
Okay.
And there are many now. People have accepted that you could have a challenge, you could have a disease that needs to be managed.
Yeah.
And I still remember their tagline, or their tagline.
Yeah.
They used to say, putting life. Is it putting life Wait a minute. I remember. I'll let you know.
Sawa sawa.
Yeah.
Tutatuambia baadaye.
Tuambia baadaye.
Okay, so you worked at the Nairobi hospice for you said a year and a half.
Yes, I
At
was there
Nairobi.
for a year and a half.
A
Yes.
year and a
Yeah,
half.
yeah.
Oh wow, how was the experience? Did you get to interact with the sick even if
Yes,
not
yes,
in your
yes.
docket?
I used to. Every day I used to interact with them. And Wednesdays used to be a day for them to come early in the morning. They are brought by their caregivers. You interact with them. And then you have lunch with them. Then they are taken back to their homes. Because it's more like it's a palliative care.
Yeah.
Palliative care, most of them are taken care of from home.
Yeah.
So other than staying home for the whole week, for the whole month, there was a Wednesday. I don't know whether it is still there, where they would come and they interact. There was a big hall. They play games. They have stories. The ladies do knitting or whatever they can.
Oh.
And then after lunch, they are
taken
taken back. And then during that time also they have some talks. Their wounds are well
Oh, dressed.
and the like. Yeah, yeah. So I used to interact with them. I used to interact with them.
Okay, but what was your role?
I was the finance manager.
Okay. At least sasa
It's still
nimesikia.
accounting.
Nimesikia at least sasa nimesikia kitu ya finance.
Tumesikia finance.
Kuna kitu kuna hapo mwalimu sako ulikuwa data. Sasa sasa tena ukaingia. Okay.
I have remembered the acronym. To say putting life into their days, not just days into their life. So it
Putting
is
life into their days.
not just days into their life.
Oh wow.
So that the time you have to live, you live it well.
Yeah.
Not just trying to have so many days, but without enjoying those days.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a powerful statement.
It was a very powerful statement.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's encouraging. So after Nairobi Hospice then
I went to Action Aid International.
Action Aid.
I was there for many years in various categories. Left there.
You said many years.
Yes, many years. I was there for many years, 7 years. Those are many years.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I've been very consistent. I have, apart from the ones I say 1.5 years and the like.
And then that you worked for 3 months.
That was just like an attachment from college. From college.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, the rest have been there for years. Actually, the longest I've stayed in one institution was 11 years.
11
years. I stayed in one institution for 11 years. So you can see I've worked.
You've worked. You have a lot of experience. Ukiunganisha hizo zote ni miaka za Tracy zimeshikana. Or more. Jua alianza kufanya kazi 1990. I was not born in 1990.
No, I started working in 1989.
89?
Yes. Yes, that's the time I started working.
36 years ago.
I don't know. Just do your maths.
36. 36. That's older than all of us, apart from you, in this studio. You started working before all of us were born. All of us.
Yes.
Wow.
Now I'm retired.
Now you're retired.
Yes, I'm retired.
Okay,
but not tired.
Nice. Retired, not tired. Nice. So you worked, what's that institution you worked in for 11 years? It's the last one you worked in?
No.
Before retirement?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was called KCDF, Kenya Community Development Foundation. I was there for 11 years. Yes, but in different roles. The beauty of my work and my working time and all that, it used to keep on changing. It's not one place where you work and you feel bored.
Yeah. The routine jobs every single time.
In actual sense, though I am an accountant, I stopped keeping the books of accounts a long time. I grew up to be a manager.
Okay.
So my roles have been supervision. My roles have been strategy development. My roles have been forecasting, roles that are, leading a team and the like. So I stopped what I call bookkeeping long time. Long time.
A lot of people say that white collar jobs tend to be very boring because you're used to the same thing. 8 a.m., wake up, get to the office, do this. If it's an accountant, books of office, before ufunge kazi, balance those sheets and whatnot, go back home, morning, same thing.
Those works have been changed a lot by ICT because nowadays you no longer keep books in the big books that you write.
Right.
Yeah,
Write every
it
single
is
point
now
down.
systems.
Yeah.
So, and again, those ones are done by either the junior people and all that. And there's a lot of reconciliation, a lot of decision making. Things have changed. Things have changed. It's no longer the old system of keeping the stocks and the stock cards and the like. Actually, what we learned in college was about stock cards and what have you. Nowadays, those stock cards are no longer there.
I don't think they knew that technology would come.
Technology has changed. You go to supermarket, they sell to you one item, and that system takes out from the stock.
True.
So an analyst is able to tell that he's running out of stock. Actually, the system is able to tell him that you have only 5 items. Can you make an order? Order levels. When you were running accounting, that was never there. It was through physical observation. Now, systems
And
have
physical
changed.
stock taking.
Yeah, so I don't think anyone would say accounting is boring unless he's bored.
Ye mwenyewe anabo. When did you get into the managerial positions that you've talked about? What was your first managerial position?
I think even at Mwalimu, I was in charge of a department. That's managerial.
Yeah.
For the 4 years I was there, I was in charge of a department. Where I went, I was the chief accountant or the finance manager, reporting to the board. When I went to Action Aid, now that was big organization, I went as an accountant, but I grew as a regional accountant all through. So reporting to, because that was big, it was a national organization, actually global, what I call global.
Oh.
So, when you global, then you are down there, but you are up there also because you have a lot of structures to report to. So most from the word go, I've been in charge of a department or a unit or a section. Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Would you say you've enjoyed the many years of employment that before early retirement? Did you enjoy?
Yes, I've enjoyed. I would not. Yes, I've enjoyed. I think it was also a good opportunity to travel. I have traveled, technically in many places of this world. I've been to Canada, I've been to Brazil, which is South America and the like. So I've traveled. Those travels are good. I also love traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
miss passport yako
imeisha na nikapata ingine na ikaisha.
That's a bragging, right? That's a bragging. Kuna watu uko na passport. Kuna watu wako na passports huku. Tafuteni kazi itawafanya mtravel, but that's interesting.
Yeah, so
What is the best thing you'd say you've gotten from working, from employment, getting to work?
what do you mean?
The best experience. What is the greatest achievement?
I think meeting people, traveling and meeting people from different cultures and learning how things are done from a different perspective. Sometimes you are Kenyan and you just travel regionally here and you think things are just like that.
Yeah.
But then you go to other places, you realize things are also you can do things in a different way. Yeah. So that exposure, it opens your eyes.
Yeah.
Travel opens your eyes, yeah. But also learning how to do things in a different way, not the traditional way.
Yeah.
Just as they say, asiyetembea ufikiria ni mama yake tu anapika vizuri.
True.
Yeah, so you tembea kidogo uone mengi. Yeah.
Kula chapati ya neighbor. Hata utajua mamake pia anapika chapati nzuri.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you've retired. I can see you look very strong. You still look very strong.
Yes,
Why?
I took an early retirement in 2022. I think COVID was
Still very much around.
COVID, the hit that came to COVID 2020 was an eye opener to many people.
Yeah.
That you don't take things for granted.
True.
I think during that time I thought a lot, and and I started thinking about some business, and took an early retirement in 2022, which I'm still managing. I am one person who also likes doing a lot of new things. And I think wherever I've been, in those NGOs, in my other social life, even the community, done a lot of things, which I can say they have been good. Yeah. So I run my own garage. We call it a garage, but it's automobile clinic place. Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, you call it a clinic. It's an automobile clinic. Ni clinic ya magari. I've never had anyone call it a clinic. Nimezoea garage.
Mazoea garage. It's
Kumbe,
okay.
ni
By the
lugha.
way, I call it a garage.
Okay.
It's a garage. Yeah.
So that's what you focused on since retiring, Ama?
Yes,
That's something that
that's what I have focused on since I retired. It has kept me busy. Actually, I realized, though I'm an accountant, I'm very passionate about technical things. It's actually a workshop.
Yeah.
Forget about garage. Garage is just one on the automobile, but it's a workshop where we can make things. We can make things from an engineering angle. You can replicate, and whatever you think about, you can fix it. You can make it, or you can fix it. Yeah. So it's a workshop, and I'm very happy about running it. Yeah.
So you're passionate about cars. You love cars and fixing things.
I think possibly from childhood, I loved cars, but it had not come out very, 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 very quite clear. But in retrospect, in reflection, I see it was there. I was the first person in our family to buy a car.
Oh, wow.
Yes. In 1997.
1997.
Yes. I bought my first car.
I still wasn't born. Yani?
And since that time, I have been
Wow.
owning a car all through. At one point, it reached, I had a little bit more so many cars at home. I realized.
You had many cars. Saying it very casually.
I realized I love cars.
Yeah.
Yes. And I keep them well, by the way. There's a car that I have kept for the last 19 years. 19 years. One of the cars
And
I
it's
have.
still in good condition.
Oh, super.
Oh, wow.
It's super. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think I have a passion for that. Without knowing. I think it's good people to know their passion and their calling, as they say in church.
And even making it now financial, like earning money from it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important.
It is important.
So for me to run a garage is not complicated. I understand how they perform, I understand what is required. Yeah, so you just hire the right people, and then it is fixed.
Okay.
And I can inspect, and I know a good car. Yes, and I know a good job when it is done. Correct.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You've been employed for a while. Now you've taken an early retirement. You're now self-employed. I know there was a huge shift in employment now to being self-employed. What is the difference now? Is it something that you're now enjoying more, or do you wish that you took self-employment earlier?
Definitely.
You wish you
I wish I took it. Yeah, definitely. What the biggest difference is that when you're employed, you are subject to your employer's terms and conditions. So you report to your office at this time, exit at this time. However, even in my previous employment, of course, you always say 8 to 5. But I'm one of the people who used to report at 6 or 6:30.
6 a.m.
I think I'm a workaholic somehow.
There's a guest we had, Mike Gishombi. He told us that at some point you were taking him to work.
Yes, very early.
Very early in the morning.
Very
so he
early.
was telling us, alikuwa anajipata amefika kwa ofisi 6:30. Everyone is applauding him. He's an intern. You've gotten to work early. They don't know that his ride, the one who is taking him to work, ndio anafika kwa ofisi.
Yes.
Really? That's a discipline you had.
All places I've worked, I have not the type that you say you report late. Even in the government, when I was a government officer,
Yeah.
I used to be in the office at Kencom at 7.
And working hours start at 8.
Working hours start at 8. And then I exit at 5.
Why?
I think I love whatever I do, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have no big issue of reporting early. Never. I have never had such. I have never had a discipline letter that you have reported late. And performing, not just reporting,
Yeah.
delivering. And I also know very well, once you report early, you do a lot of work. By 9 or 10, you're almost done. Now, the biggest shift that I saw is that now I am no longer reporting to someone.
Yeah.
I'm my own manager. So I can report anytime at my garage, which I do. I report early, and I can work all the time, all the way to 9 p.m. I love it. The beauty of your business is that if you get an extra income, it is yours.
Yeah.
You invest all these hours to your employer, you're only making money for that person, which is okay, because you, at the end of the day, you might get a share.
Yeah.
But definitely you have a fixed income. But here you have flexi income. It depends on your effort. Yes.
So there's beauty in putting effort in your business.
Yes, a lot of it.
Yeah. And how about the paycheck? Because now being self-employed, it's like income is not, it's not
Guaranteed.
assured. Yeah, it's not
Yes.
assured. Someone will think, hey, niachane na mahali ninapatiwa paycheck kila mwezi, niende kwa biashara na hii mwezi niko na 10, the next I don't, then the other month I have 500,000. You know, like it's the disparity.
Do you know
is
one of the things that I have realized, and it's there, I think if you read a number of books, you can see it, is that employment, you get a salary. They say that once you get that contract, you get a reward. And that reward is let me not use the word. It's a reward you get for you to forget your dream.
Yeah.
Whatever you are paid by your employer, you are paid so that you can forget your dream. People are dreamers, isn't it? But once you get employed, you are looking so much on the payday and the paycheck that you forget that you can do better than that. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. And definitely you are a servant to that employer. And I'm only falling short of saying you are a slave.
Yeah. It's just legal slavery. It's just legalized slavery.
Legal slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically. But we need them. We need workers. Because again, we cannot all employ ourselves. Even where I work now at the garage, I have workers.
Yeah.
Yes, so I cannot say it is wrong to work. No. I have worked for all my years. So I cannot now come and say it is wrong to work. No, it is correct to work. Because then you feed your family, you realize your dreams, you pay your bills, and you should work diligently. Yes, that is a contract you have signed. When you are tired of it, there is an exit clause. Yes, it is not a life contract. There is an exit clause.
Yeah.
We no longer have permanent and pensionable.
No. We don't do
so
that.
There's an exit clause. So no one should feel that he is tied there. No, but when time comes, when you have enough resources to start a business, you can. And nowadays, many people are doing something else. We have so many hours. Because if you work for your employer 8 hours, out of 24,
you have 16.
You have 16 hours to also do something else, not just sleeping.
So you can sleep for 16 hours.
So you have an option. So you can get passive income.
Yeah.
And some other small jobs here and there. And ICT is here. You can work even at night.
Online jobs.
Wherever you.
Yeah.
So it's not like during our time where you could only do one job and then nothing else. Hata kulisha ng'ombe zimerudi kwa boma, sasa huwezi lisha ng'ombe.
Hata kuzikamua. Wende uuze maziwa. Pate 30 bob. Yeah.
So I love it.
You love it.
I don't regret that I've worked those years. No. It's not looking back and regretting.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
This is the right time for me, and I'm happy. Yeah, correct.
Awesome. Awesome. When you started the show, I said you were a deacon at Kahawes Baptist Church. I'd like to hear when you got born again, how you got into Kahawes. You joined the community of Kahawes, and then you became a chairman. You were chairman for 20 years. I think there was a time when the new uh, leadership was being commissioned. You said you were chairman for 16 years first, then left for a while, then came back for another 10 years. So let's talk about all of them.
Should be the opposite.
It's 4 years.
4
then
years,
left,
then 16 years.
Then 16 years. Oh, okay. Nilikuwa nimesikia vitu zangu.
Well, I joined Kahawes Baptist Church in 1986. That time, it's the same year I was at Kenya Polytechnic. So I came here as a youth, as a young man. And the church had just started in 1982. So it was a very new church, very small church, with a very small congregation. And I joined that time. That's the time I got born again.
1982?
86. 86, yes. And we have grown with the church. In actual sense, I was the first youth chair.
Really?
Yes. I was the chairman of the youth here.
Yeah. In 1986.
1987, 88, those years, yes.
The
Correct.
first youth congregation you were there.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes. I was actually even appointed to be the Kiambu Baptist Association secretary. That time we were in the Kiambu Association. At the moment now we changed to Nairobi Association. The NBA, Nairobi Baptist Association. Yeah? That time we were in Kiambu.
Yeah.
And I traveled many Baptist churches in Kiambu as their secretary.
As the secretary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, as a secretary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I also became the chair of the young adults.
Kulikuwa na young adults.
Yeah, tulikuweko. After graduating from the youth, kakuwa na young adults.
What were young adults? You know, right now I think I've just joined the young adults. They think they are the ones who started it a few years back when it was Salt.
No. Even before Salt, there was another one. There was the young adults were there. There was even another name, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Me yenye ilikuwa inaitwa Claire's. Ama Claire's is different.
Yes, Claire's.
It's Claire's.
Yes,
okay.
Claire's. Exactly. You know, this church has grown with many names and all that. Exactly.
So young adults wasifikirie ni hao walikuwa wa kwanza, please.
Tulikuweko mbeleni.
Mlikuwa 1990s, 1980s. Please relax.
And fast forward, I became a deacon in 1994. I became the chair in the year 1999, 2000. Having gotten the baton from Dr. Reverend Moses Mwangi, who was a chair for 10 years, straight 10 years. Then he went to become the chair of the school. Yeah. After 4 years, I was relocated to Nakuru because of work. And I think my brother Deacon Donge became the chair. I came back in 2005, 2006.
Wait, you were transferred to Nakuru. At what point where were you working?
I was still working for Action Aid International.
Okay.
So they were setting up an office.
Oh.
And I went to set up the regional office in Nakuru.
In Nakuru.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was there for some time. So I realized you can't be the chair when you are off-site. You know, so... and you know, elections were happening every 2 years,
Yeah.
So that's where I dropped for about 4 years or thereabout. When I came back, the members elected me again as a deacon, as a chair.
Yeah.
And since that time, I have been the chair until this year.
Yeah.
So cumulatively, it's 20 years.
Around 20 years.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's been beautiful to see, for you to see the church grow.
And
since 86.
that time we were 4 deacons. We were ordained 4 deacons.
Yeah, 1994.
And as I was handing over now, we are 14 deacons.
Wow.
Others have been ordained and have left the congregation. So, but the active ones, we are 14.
Currently 14.
Currently, we are 14.
Wow. It's amazing for you to see the church grow, right?
Wow, yeah, it's amazing to see where we started, the congregation of about 20 people.
20.
20, not even in the current sanctuary.
And not even the other one that was there.
Not even the other one that was there. The original one, which was for rent, it was like a classroom. Yeah, it was actually a classroom. Like, yeah. And then shifted or seen all that, seen the institution grow, the school coming. And yeah.
It's been a blessing.
Ah,
You've seen the children and the children's children coming and going.
Correct.
And marrying off some girls. You see, I mean, that's
Yeah.
when the day comes and we want to do a documentary for KWBC, I think we should
No worries. God willing, I'll be around.
Yeah, you will be around. We hope so that you can give us the
Correct.
history from when the church started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I've gotten a lot from what you've talked about, but now I want you to just talk to us about the life lessons that you've been able to learn along the way, so that you can advise anyone who is watching us, so that they can have something to take home.
The life lessons.
Yeah, your best life lessons or a mantra that you live by.
I think it's very, very important for somebody, whatever you get, be responsible with it and use it well. Never say it's not enough. There's no point of complaining. The biggest challenge with the current young people is that whatever they get from the employer, they say it's not enough. Instead of even using it fast and using it well, they complain that it's not enough. How much is enough? We have been there, we have worked, starting from a very, very humble beginning and growing.
Yeah.
And there is no small money, there's no big money. It is just a matter of how you use it.
Responsibility.
Yes, responsibility. So it's very important. The other thing I've learned about is people need to focus and widen their horizon where they are going. You need to have your tomorrow in mind and plan for it. When you see things happen, people have planned for them. When you see an activity happening, even like this recording, people have taken time, they have prepared, they have done all that. So things don't just happen. They are made to happen by other people. But the current generation want to show up and they think things will take care of themselves. It doesn't go that way. When you see somebody buying a car, they have planned for it.
Yeah.
You don't just wake up, get a paycheck, you go to the bank, get a loan. Have you planned for it? What are you going to use it for? You need to plan, sit down, do your cost. It's very much biblical. Yes, it's biblical.
Yes,
that whatever you want to do, you want to construct,
Plan.
do the cost.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what is important. It's very important. As of today, I still have my plans of what I want to achieve this year. And also what I want to achieve in the next 5 years. Document them. As a follower of the Bible, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2, it always tells you to write your vision on a tablet so that you can keep remembering it. It's your prayer.
Yeah.
But people go on New Year's Eve and they pray and then they take a small paper, they write resolutions. It's not a resolution I want you to write. Write what is your plan.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you follow it. Don't write so many.
Yeah.
Don't write them when you are emotional. Like because it is the 31st of December. So you have to write.
There's a lot of excitement.
Be sober.
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve in the next year, in the next 2 years, 5 years? Write them. Follow through. Yeah. Achievable. Yeah.
Keyword achievable.
Yes.
Yeah. I think a lot of young people suffer from writing down and planning for unachievable things. You want big things in such a short time,
Exactly.
and you've not planned on how to achieve them, and then mwaka imeisha uko sasa sijanunua gari. You wanted a car by the beginning of the year and you did not even plan for it. I mean,
Hata hajui ni ya kwenda wapi.
hatujui bei ya fuel. You don't know if you can afford it. Oh wow, I'm
Yeah.
getting to learn.
So it's important to be sober up and try to plan for tomorrow. Yeah. The other thing I would like to tell the young people and all of us in the community is to invest. It is very, very important to invest. The world we are living in is so ad hoc. Things can change anytime.
Yeah.
Let's not live hand to mouth. If you can be able to save something for a rainy day, and not even just save, to invest. The key word is invest.
Yeah.
The time for saving is not it's saving and investing so that it can also generate some income. Yeah. The key word is investing.
Yeah.
During our time, we were told to save, and the banks used to have savings account. They don't want us to go through that route.
No.
It is investing.
Yeah.
Find what you can invest in. Yes. What you can invest in. So that it can redeem you, it can save you
Yeah.
on a rainy day. Because people are crying.
Yeah.
They get a notice of termination.
Yeah.
They get sick. The issues of mental health has gone up simply because people don't know what to do tomorrow. Then they lose their head.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if somebody has planned well and has a few shillings for the next few days and the like, and few months, few years, you remain comfortable. Yeah.
You were talking about how COVID was an eye opener for you. I think I say this openly. I mean, even you did not learn a lesson from COVID, you should really sit down with yourself and ask yourself a lot of questions, because I think it really opened a lot of people's eyes when it comes to not depending on your job as your everything, because a lot of people are just sacked by the snap of a finger, not having savings, not having side hustles, not having investments that can push you through even 3 months if you've saved. Some people have survived with their investments maybe for the longest time because now they've chosen to invest. And I think kuna time we were doing some episodes on finances with Silas, and we were talking about the investments and all of that. He was saying he will have you on set so you can talk about the money markets and the circles and their benefits. I think that's another conversation we will have on a different set, not on Beyond the Pulpit, because now that's an entire conversation on its
Correct.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you so much. Those are beautiful lessons to learn from you and from your conversation. Is there anything else?
Good. Thank you for hosting me.
Yeah.
As you said earlier, you have been waiting.
Yeah, we have been waiting.
I don't know what you have been waiting.
I have gotten. I've learned.
Yes.
I think it was sometimes it's not good to expect, but you've exceeded expectation.
Possibly what you are waiting for is this person who has been the chairman for 20 years.
Yes, and get to learn and know you outside
Yeah,
church.
correct,
A lot of times
correct.
you just see people in church and not know
What they do.
what they do, their life story, and the information that they have.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, I'm also happy to have been hosted by Beyond the Pulpit
You're welcome.
and to share a little bit of a window of what I do. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I see a very young team here,
Very
excited,
young. Yeah.
excited, and I want to applaud your initiative. This is very nice. Because during our time, you have a story, you can climb a roof, a mountain to say it. Nobody,
No one is listening.
people think you are mad. But now, here you can be able to upload it to several thousand people. And they'll have time to listen at their whether they are walking or wherever it is. They have Wi-Fi, they can listen to it.
True.
And therefore, it can influence and help other young people.
Yeah.
If there is no job, you create one.
True.
I love it because I think with your director, Silas, and the team, you have found something to do,
True.
which is worthy.
True.
And you have my full support.
Thank you.
So next time you require me to talk about what you talk about investments,
Yeah.
or even business, how to run a business,
True.
I think I'm equal to the task.
Perfect.
Correct.
Perfect. I hope our director mmesikia tuko na guest tutamwita tena. Thank you so much again. Thank you
Asante
so
sana.
much for being here, and thank you so much to our audience as well for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I have enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed listening and learning. Until next Thursday again. Be safe, stay safe. God loves you. Bye bye.